Hi, my name is Christina Whitmire, and today I'm going to speak with you about water safety. The cool, refreshing feeling that the human body experiences on a hot and muggy day when jumping in the water is wonderful. That is why our community swimming pools and our beaches are usually filled with the laughing and splashes of children. But a day in the fun and the sun can end in tragedy. According to the Centers for Disease Control, Florida leads the nation in child drowning deaths. Therefore, it's important for all children and all adults to learn how to swim at a very early age. It's also important for us to know what drowning looks like, the steps to avoid drowning, and the importance of rescue breathing and CPR. After conducting an audience analysis survey, approximately half of this class does have children, along with half of the class having a private swimming pool. I was shocked to see that none of the private swimming pools, according to the survey, have a barrier in place to protect the child from going into the swimming pool. Whether or not your child knows how to swim, a barrier should always be in place. As an employee of the Florida Department of Health, I was able to consult with our drowning prevention coordinator, and she led me in the right direction to seek information to write this speech. My information is comprised from the Florida Department of Health, the Agency for Healthcare Administration, and the U.S. Consumer and Product Safety Commission. Since a majority of the audience does live in Southwest Florida, we'll start with the statistics from the United States, Florida, and Lee County. According to the U.S. Consumer and Product Safety Commission, drowning is the 5th leading cause of death for children and adults of all ages in the United States. According to the Florida Department of Health Community Assessment Tool, drowning is the leading cause of death in Florida for children ages 1 to 4. From 2010 and 2012, 814 adults died from unintentional drowning. During those same years, 261 children died from unintentional drowning. According to the Agency for Healthcare Administration, Lee County's drowning rate is nearly 50% higher than the state of Florida. The state average is 15 children hospitalized each year for drowning, while Lee County is 24 children. 25% of the county's drowning deaths are children under the age of 5. 8 preschool-aged children are hospitalized every year for every person that drowns in Lee County. According to the Florida Department of Health, your drowning risk increases with race, age, and gender. African Americans, children 5 to 14, are 3 times more likely to drown. 70% of African Americans and Hispanics do not know how to swim. The highest risk of drowning for both male and female is between the ages of 1 and 4, with the risk to males being higher. The risk of drowning decreases for both male and female between the ages of 5 and 14. Now that you're familiar with Florida's drowning statistics and who is and is not most at risk, let's discuss what drowning really looks like. According to Mario Vivatone, U.S. Coast Guard, and writer of the article, Drowning Does Not Look Like Drowning, from May of 2011, a person is calm and quiet as they suffocate underwater. Drowning is not the violent splashing call for help that people expect. The dramatic scene on television is not reality. In reality, there's very little splashing, if any, at all. The instinctive drowning response, so named by Francesco Pia in 1968, is what people do naturally to avoid suffocating in water. Except in rare circumstances, drowning people are physiologically unable to call for help. Drowning people's mouth alternately sink above and below the surface of the water. Drowning people can have their head tilted back and appear to be climbing an invisible ladder. That is certainly not how I expected drowning to appear. Now, let's follow these simple safety rules to prevent a loved one from becoming a statistic. According to the U.S. Consumer and Product Safety Commission, simple water steps can save lives. Practice supervision by staying close and alert when children are in or around the swimming pool. Learn to swim at an early age. Always have someone over the age of 18 and a good swimmer designated as a pool watcher. Have a phone close by at all times to call for help if needed. Make sure that you have the proper barrier and equipment around your swimming pool. The Consumer Product and Safety Commission does recommend a 4-foot barrier with self-locking gates. Having life-saving equipment available, such as a reaching pole or a life ring, will help significantly. And now that we've gone over the statistics, what drowning looks like, and the preventive barriers that should be in place around the swimming pool, let's discuss the importance of CPR and rescue breathing. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation, also known as CPR, is a procedure performed in an emergency when the heart stops, with the goal of prolonging circulatory and lung function. The American Association says CPR does save lives. Without CPR, approximately 92% of sudden cardiac arrest victims will die before they reach the hospital. Immediate CPR can double or even triple a victim's life. And according to the United States Life Saving Association, rescue breathing is the most important to drowning victims. During a normal cardiac arrest, the body is still oxygenated. In a drowning, the heart stops due to suffocation, causing a severe lack of oxygen. Hands-only CPR does not work for drowning victims. Rescue breathing is a must. Now, in conclusion, you have learned the drowning statistics by age, gender, and race for the state of Florida and Lee County. In addition, the common misconceptions of what drowning does and does not look like, the steps to prevent drowning, and the significance of rescue breathing and CPR. Now that you're aware of the water safety and how to adopt and practice water safety steps around the water, you can help save a life. As we head into the summer and families are getting ready to take their children swimming, it is important to always have a designated pool watcher. I came across an article from the Sentinel from June of 2011. It's about 2 siblings in Hanford, California, ages 7 and 8, who were left alone for only a few minutes in an inflatable pool filled with only 2 feet of water. Brennan and Riley did know how to swim. Their mother left them alone with a brother who was not aware that he was the designated pool watcher, who then left the children alone. Now, this senseless tragedy could have been prevented, as both children did die from drowning when they were caught in the pool cover, tangled in the pool cover. This tragedy shows that you can't take anything for granted: the size of the swimming pool, the depth of the water, or the age of the child. And keep in mind, these children did know how to swim. I hope you enjoyed my speech, and everybody goes out and has a great time this summer practicing simple water safety steps.